Atomic Habits, Chapter 9. So, Chapter 9 says that we don't choose our earliest habits, we imitate them. We imitate them from our culture without thinking, without questioning, without even remembering that we're imitating them. And we tend to want to adopt the habits that are praised of and approved of by our culture. Like, for example, if you're born in a community where chess is the preferred game or sport, and people who are professional chess players get a lot of praise, then you will also want to be a professional chess player. You'll also want to become better at chess to get that approval and praise. We imitate the habits of these three groups in particular. So the first one is the close. The close is like your family members or your friends or people who are close to you. We tend to adopt their habits and behave like them. That's why they say, "Tell me who your five closest friends are, and I'll tell you who you are." Because we tend to behave like our friends and family. So make sure you have a good, close connection of friends that can help you advance to your goal rather than stopping you from achieving your goal. And one of the most effective ways where you can do to build better habits is to join a group or a network or culture where your desired behavior is the normal behavior over there. So like surround yourself with people who have the habits that you want to have yourself, and you guys will rise together. Okay, so the second group is the many. The many is like everyone else. Whenever we're unsure about something, we look at what everyone else is doing. We care about what other people think. Most days we'd rather be right along with the group than no, sorry, most days we'd rather be wrong with the group than right by ourselves. This is enormous everywhere: social media, school, work, whatever. Like, there was this example, real life example from my life. There was this field trip that someone really wanted to go to, but when that person asked everyone else, when that person asked his friends, "Are you going to this field trip?" they said no. Almost all of them said no. And he asked their classmates, and they said no too. So he decided not to go because no one else was going. Even though he really wanted to go himself, but because no one else was going, he decided not to go. Okay, so the third group is the powerful. We imitate the powerful. We try to copy the habits of successful people in our community, or the habits of people who seem to have the most power. Because once we fit in, we look for ways to stand out. We look at that person and we'll be like, "Oh, this guy seems so powerful. I want to be like him." And then you start copying him. And these highly, um, these high status people, they enjoy the approval, they enjoy the praise, they enjoy the respect. And that means if we can get the praise, approval, respect for ourselves, then the behavior that they do becomes attractive to us. Also, we are motivated to avoid behaviors that will lower our status. Like, we are continuously wondering, what will others think of me? And altering our behavior based on the response. Like, if you like wearing sandals or Crocs, but you have to go to this fancy party or whatever, then you're not gonna wear sandals or Crocs because think you're gonna ask yourself, what will others think of me? And You will avoid wearing sandals or crocs because you think that that will lower your status. Guys, I have flu, bear with me now. So, chapter 10. Every behavior has a surface level craving and a deeper underlying motive. So, some of our underlying motives include conserve energy, obtain food and water, find love and reproduce, connect and bond with others, win social acceptance and approval, reduce uncertainty, achieve status and prestige. Habits like smoking, your brain did not develop to want, to desire to smoke cigarettes. But cigarettes satisfies the underlying motive of reducing uncertainty, reducing anxiety. That's why people are addicted to it. Your brain did not evolve to desire to check Instagram constantly, but checking Instagram satisfies your underlying motive of winning social acceptance and approval of others. Or your brain did not your brain did not evolve to become addicted to video games. But because video games satisfies your underlying motive of achieving status, then you become addicted to it. Because if you look at nearly any product that is habit forming or addictive, you'll find that it does not create a new motivation, but rather it latches onto the underlying motive of human nature. Like as I said, win social acceptance and approval, Instagram. Connect and bond with others, Facebook. Reduce uncertainty, searching on Google. Achieve status and prestige, playing video games. Find love and reproduce using Tinder. Your habits are modern day solutions to ancient desires. The underlying motives behind human behavior remains the same, but the way to satisfy those motives changes over time. The specific cravings you feel are really only an attempt to address your fundamental motives, your underlying motives, and whenever a habit successfully addresses those motives, you develop a craving to do it again. Every action is preceded by a prediction. And life feels reactive, but really it's predictive. All day long, we're guessing about how to act based on what you've seen and done, and what has worked for you in the past. You are endlessly predicting what will happen in the next moment. Like when it's dark and you turn on a switch, you predict that light will come on, yeah? So the cause of your habits is actually the prediction that precedes them. So as I said in the previous video, it's not the attainment of the reward or the behavior, it's the anticipation of it. But here's the thing, you can make hard habits more attractive. Like hard habits as in the good habits that you want to do but are failing to be consistent with. If you associate them with a positive experience. Because sometimes all you need is a slight mindset shift. For instance, we often talk about everything we have to do in a given day. Like I have to wake up 6 o'clock in the morning, I have to shower, I have to take this kid to work, blah blah blah. Or I have to cook dinner for the family. Now imagine changing just one word. Instead of saying I have to, you say I get to. So I get to wake up early in the morning for work. I get to make another sales call. I get to cook dinner for my family. By simply changing one word, you shift the way you view each event. You transition from seeing these behaviors as burdens to seeing them as opportunities. Reframe your habits to highlight their benefits rather than their drawbacks. So this applies to the good habits. For bad habits, highlight the benefits of avoiding a bad habit to make it seem unattractive. And for good habits, highlight the benefits of the good habit to make it attractive. Because the second law states that make it attractive for good habits and make it unattractive for bad habits. And there is an actionable step that the author gives in this chapter. It's called the motivation ritual. So you do something you like to do immediately before a difficult habit. Like there was this example that one guy in the beginning he would put his headphones on and played some music he enjoyed while he focused on his work. After doing it 5, 10, 20 times, putting his headphones on became a cue that he automatically became more focused. So putting his headphones on associated became automatically associated with increased focus. So the next time he put his headphones on, his focus and concentration would just go up without even playing music. So yeah, that's it for the second law. In the next video, we're gonna do the third law.